I feel like the whole point of putting muscle on the body is just to get deeper rest at night. And I think back to when I was in my like depression, anxiety, acne, not having a good time in life phase when I was in college. And I'll go through these periods of time where I felt like I had insomnia. I'd just be up all night. Like I couldn't go to sleep. My body wouldn't rest. And, you know, now it's like I put my head on the pillow and I just knock out. But like, why is your soul keeping you up at night? Like your mind's reminiscing and it's showing you things that you need to like look at and listen to. And the speed racer frequency has a lot to do with that. Staying in this beta wave frequency, I always talk about this: high inflammation, high cortisol, high caffeine, high overstimulation. Instead of being able to dip into this delta and theta wave, but the coolest thing is that this delta wave in the brain, low respiratory rate, deep rest, restorative repair. The coolest thing about it is it's related to melatonin. And the coolest thing about that is that melatonin, if you trace it back within our foods, it gets broken down from an amino acid called tryptophan, which is found in higher amounts of animal-based protein. So, like when I was on this SRI medication, if you don't know, most of the medications don't actually help at all. They just put a band-aid over, you know? And it doesn't address the root cause of the problem. I was malnourished in my life. When I look back and I look back at the issues that I was having, I was facing insulin resistance, light resistance. Most people are just facing insulin and light resistance, that's all. And it literally is light resistance, right? Because this is our brainwave states. This is our level of consciousness. So if I go into a deep enough state, like if I go to sleep, I have lost consciousness, you know? And how we are in that nighttime phase deeply affects like our melatonin, our delta wave frequency, deeply affects our insulin sensitivity the next day. Deeply. Muscle repair, immune function. And we lose this, we don't go into as deep sleep as we age. So the aging process is a process of getting into this beta wave frequency, right? When we struggle with mental health or illnesses in the body, we are also in the beta wave frequency. So it doesn't matter what your age is. If you're really out of balance, if you're really light resistant, we're having trouble with this deep rest. So that's why I'm biased to animal-based proteins, because of the amino acid tryptophan, because of my own journey. But also tryptophan can break down into a different pathway too. And so it's really important to understand that it's like diet, what you put in your mouth is just one portion of metabolism. So like right now, let's say I have two options. That's four. But let's say I have two. And my choices, this is my choices is, Rachel, you can go over here in this room, and in the room there's going to be a lion sitting on the other side. And he may or may not have eaten, may not have eaten recently, you know, you don't know. Or you can go sit in this other room over here. And this just came to mind, but there's an aquarium in this room, okay? And inside this aquarium, there are all of these little seahorses. There's beautiful lights. And when you look at it, you just feel so at ease. You feel so safe. Okay, which room do you want to choose? Fight or flight, or rest and digest? And that's what, like, A Course in Miracles, heaven or hell. Like, you know, that's what I feel like, just to keep things so simple, that would be light sensitivity. To choose your inner peace. That's why I really like this book, A Course in Miracles, Inner Peace. It's like when you are choosing heaven or hell based on these decisions. And like I made a video earlier today, it's Christmas today, but like every day you create your joy. Your joy doesn't come from, it's not out of thin air. It doesn't go poof. Like we all die. We all succumb to these, you know, our bodies don't live forever. Like we all go through the aging process at some point in time, you know, we succumb to, well, let's say we struggle enough in the body, I guess it would be like hell on earth, because I don't know, when energy is neither created nor destroyed. I'm thinking of like dying peacefully in your sleep. And that's not really hell on earth if you have lived a good life, but it's like our bodies don't last forever. And, when we're young, we have a choice of strengthening our body through our muscular system. This is our largest endocrine organ, our muscles. And part of that is just like, it's so simple, like light exposure. I remember I was working myself to death. I was working out for hours. Years ago, I was working out. And I was like, one day I was like, wait, if I go in the sun, if I go into the sun, I'm actually going to create more vitamin D in my body. And I'm going to break down this tryptophan and get more into these brainwave states. Oh my gosh. That's like plugging the right key into the doorknob. And it just feels at peace. It's like walking into the room with the aquarium versus walking in the room with a lion. How do you feel? In the book, I remember, A Course in Miracles, it's like a chapter, it was like, how do you know whether you've chosen heaven or hell? Simply ask yourself, how do you feel? And I just think it's so beautiful. Your joy is not a mystery. I hope I finished up all those little threads of thought that I had, because I got really excited. Sometimes I just get like off the course of where I initially intended to go. But the food, the sunlight, the muscle tone on the body, all related to these brainwave states. The immune system, this immune system loves the delta wave sleep state. We know that as we age, our immune system gets compromised. What else gets compromised? Huge thing. The cerebellum, our posture, right? Elderly people, like if you look at them, usually hunched over like this a little bit, right? Their posture's off. Cerebellum coordinates posture, related to the gray matter, muscle movement. Largest, it's muscle tone at rest. It's responsible for a large amount of glucose uptake, so blood sugar. If you struggle with light resistance, insulin resistance, there's usually some issues with the blood sugar. And, it's like when you engage with your cerebellum, which you could do anything. It's not your waist, it's your calf muscles. Like if you just did calf freezes, that's amazing. That's amazing signaling. Think about going from all the way up to your brain. When you do a calf freeze, if you're able to, you signal all the way down to your toes. It's quick. Calf muscles have quick motor neurons. I remember learning that in school. They're the second immune function. Cerebellum is known as the little brain in Latin. Look how cute it is. This is our brain, and then this is known as the little brain. And it can it helps with the hippocampus, the memory center, which probably the most intensely. And I can't tell you, when I was years ago in that rough patch, my memory was so bad. And now I feel so much sharper. And I work at a restaurant, so I'm also like always engaging my memory centers through serving tables almost every day. But people often tell me, sometimes my memory is really off, and I'll notice it. Like if I don't get great sleep, sometimes it's really on certain points of my cycle too. But some people will tell me that like, you have a really great memory. The cerebellum, like engaging with your musculature system and going into the sunlight again. The light is so stimulating. The light literally says, hi, body, I'd like to be insulin sensitive for the rest of today. I would like to pick up all these sugars. I would like to break down the tryptophan, create more serotonin, create more melatonin. And I'd like to be more insulin sensitive the next day. Body's always healing. From the moment you cut your finger on the piece of paper, that paper cut, immune cells rushing to it, always getting stronger. Blind optimism, I kind of believe in it, especially when it comes to that, because we just don't know enough. We look in the mirror and we see a body, and we don't see all these cells. All these cells are doing their own little thing. Mitochondria have their own DNA. They love sunlight. They love amino and fatty acids. All right, I feel like I'm rambling. it's beautiful to be here, though, with you. So thank you so much for watching the videos. I wanted to bring up that I don't have my comments turned on. I just figure we could streamline the internet a little bit. And also, I'll be honest, like, I'm a sensitive girl. Maybe I care too much about what people think now. Maybe I'll allow comments in a different time. I don't know, to be honest. I just feel like I want to cut down on wasting time reading in the comments, and then also like encourage engagement outside of the internet, because I feel like the comments are too easy if you're trying to be negative, or even if you're trying to be positive. I try to view the negative and the positive right now. I'm trying to view them as the same thing. So like if someone says something positive, like, you know, it's just neutral, you know. So then save you some time. And you can, if you like the video, you can like the video, or you can follow me. Or if you didn't like any of this at all, you just be on your way, and it's like, boom. No time wasted, no hard feelings, you know. So I love you so much. You are so beautiful and intelligent. I'm gonna go. Write down your dreams. They only benefit you. And yeah, I love you so much. Good luck.